Namaskaram. In this Agni video, we are going to be exploring about sesame. So sesame does many positive things for the system. It is very high energy and high protein. In South India, especially, you see that sesame oil is one of the most commonly used cooking oils. So this is something traditionally, maybe not much of sesame is had on a daily basis, but at least in winter times, it was a part of the tradition to have sesame regularly because it can produce a lot of heat in the system, which is especially during winters. So the best way to have it is to crush it and then chew it and have it. So it can generate a lot of heat in the system. So sesame is something which is, especially if you go up North India, you will see that during winters you get a lot of preparations which are made from sesame, which will help to increase the heat in the system. And Sadhguru was also mentioning about this that even when he goes for treks, like for the Kailash trek, etc., those who have been with him, they notice that so he hardly sits for lunch or dinner, etc., and he still keeps going on because of him having sesame on a regular basis. So I was mentioning that he carries some roasted sesame in his pocket, and if you eat this roasted sesame mixed with roasted coconut, if you just chew it properly and you eat it, he was mentioning that keeps him on during the treks, and even if he has to skip the meals, he can still go on because this is very high energy and high protein, and it has a lot of oil in it. It has a lot of oil in it, which can help you give the necessary calories to burn for walking, trekking, etc. High intense activities like this. So nowadays they're also started making sesame bars for trekking. He was also mentioning about, I think in the US they are making that. So sesame is something which can be had, and it is also a phenomenal medium. So Sadhguru was mentioning that if you have to do something good or if you have to do something bad, for both you can use sesame because it is a phenomenal medium for transmission because it simply imbibes. So in India, generally, people never take salt or sesame from someone else's home because if you want to do something, if you want to do some harm, you can always energize and energize the sesame and then give it to someone else, and it can cause harm to you. So people generally they never took sesame or salt from someone else's hands or from someone else's home because they knew that this is a very potent medium for transmission, and whether it's good or evil, both things can be easily transmitted. So generally people refuse to take sesame or salt from others' homes or others' hands. So this is a phenomenal medium for transmission. So if you have to transmit energy, this is a phenomenal medium. So this is also one of the reasons why if you have been to the Isha Yoga Center, if you have gone to Dhanalinga temple, you will see that they serve this prasadam, which is nothing but a sesame ball, and it's also added, farm jaggery is also added to it. So you have these either the black till or the black sesame balls, or the white till or the white sesame balls as prasadam. So Sadhguru was mentioning that if you have to eat Dhanalinga, so if you have to imbibe, the best thing to eat is either a sesame or salt from the Dhanalinga. So these laddus, these prasadam, these sesame laddus which they make, they prepare it and they keep it inside the temple near the linga for 24 hours, and then it is taken outside, and people can take it from outside the shop, from outside the temple. It is available. So this is something he was saying. Sadhguru was mentioning that this is like a meal. It can keep you up this way, and once in a while it's good to have this. So it is very high energy, and those of you who have tried this, eating the Elu Prasadam in Isha Center, it is commonly called as Elu Prasadam. Elu is the sesame and it's Prasadam. So it is made of sesame. So this is something you can even try, doing it, making at home as well. And if you happen to visit the Isha Yoga Center, then you can try out this prasadam. It's really tasty as well, and you will see that this will give you a boost in energy, and it keeps you up like that. So try to see if you can include sesame in your diet, and especially during winters, you see if you can have this. And if you have to use oil, you can also use sesame oil. So having some amount of sesame, it is very good and beneficial for your health. And you also see this sesame has a lot of other benefits in terms of medical benefits. They say medicinal benefits. They say that sesame is rich in antioxidants, and it can assist, especially if you are looking for a source where it has a lot of minerals. So this is something which has a lot of minerals as well, minerals, vitamins, etc. So this is something which is considered very good for one's health if you consume on a regular basis. So please see if you can include sesame. And there are two types of sesame, if you have noticed. So black and white, it's called till. In Hindi it's usually called till. So you can try including this as part of your diet. It can also be added to salads or other things which you make at home. You can also add this the sesame seeds to them. And it's best if you roast them and have it, because it supposedly increases the nutritional content. So that's something which you can try. So please see if you can experiment and include sesame in your diet, and share with us how your experience has been. Namaskar.
If you eat food and your body feels very agile and alive, that means it's good food, body is liking it. If you eat something, it feels dull, that means it's not liking it, it's having difficulty with it, that's why it feels dull.
Namaskaram. For those of you looking to explore about food in depth, we also have an online program on food called as Aahar. So we have a website called as aahar.yogire.com, which will have more details about this program. If you are looking to grow on the path of yoga, then food is as important as sadhana. So it's very important that you see what kinds of foods to eat which can assist you in this inner journey, and more importantly also how to eat. So we'll be looking at this in depth in this online program, and this can be done from the comfort of your home. From wherever you are, you can log in and do this program. So if you wish to explore this in depth, please log into our Aahar website, and you can see if this is something which can help you take a step towards your inner growth. And we hope that the simple process of eating can also become a stepping stone towards your ultimate well-being. Thank you so much. Namaskar.